Welcome guys to yet another video of simple technical analysis. Now in today's video we're going to be analyzing XRP and as you already know I'm a swing trader, so we're going to be doing a top to bottom analysis, top down analysis. And quick disclaimer, this is not financial advice, this is just what I think as a swing trader, right? So have that in mind while we're going through this video, and at the end of the day I'm going to be giving you guys my position on XRP. So moving on, this is the weekly time frame. As you can see, it's always best to start as a swing trader, especially it's always best to start from the higher time frames such as the monthly and the weekly when trying to find a trade. So you might be wondering what these yellow lines are and why I marked them out at this point. I used the line charts, right, to find their close and open, and I used the candlesticks to spot where the wick reached last, so to spot where price was once at, right? If that makes sense, we're moving on. Alright, so yeah, I noticed this point to be a good support zone because as you can see, this was a recent all-time high, then price later on fell below it, stayed like that for almost a year, then finally broke above it, right? This is where it broke above it and then kept on soaring until it turned to a support zone. As you can see, there are many times, multiple times where market tried to get to this zone, didn't make it. It tried over here to go way below, it didn't make it. It was rejected sharply because this is a good demand zone right now, right? This is a good and strong support zone, and yeah, it's somewhere near the psychological levels, which is $2 sharp. Now with that being said, this is our support, and we can now dive in and zoom in and focus more on what's happening here, right? So I'm going to jump down to the daily time frame, and you guys are going to see another set of lines drawn up. But before I jump down there, I'd like to go back to the line chart and show you guys that I marked these points for a reason, right? Because one thing about technical analysis is that in technical analysis we use past price data to predict what's going to happen next, right? So yeah, this is past price data, same as here and here and here, right, to predict what's going to happen next. So with these I could find my support, I could find my resistance zones, and move on with it, right? So jumping down to the daily time frame, on the daily time frame we have two beautiful patterns forming. So the first one is this, which I actually took a swing trade off on June. I held this trade for about 14 days. This was where it broke out. This is where I took the buy, right? And this was our support zone. As you can see, this was our support zone. So this is some sort of rectangular, triangular pattern, right? And here we have another one forming, right? Now there's one thing about price and human nature and human beings at whole, or let's just put it, history tends to repeat itself, right? And what makes history repeat itself is based on human natures, human patterns in the market. If you take a look at this point right here, you would see that yeah, we had a triangular pattern, right, then broke above, same thing, and it just keeps on happening over and over again. And we as human beings tend to notice these patterns and try to trade them. That's what you do as a trader, right? As I'm looking at this chart, I can see so many different patterns right now that you might not see, but my eyes have just gotten used to them. So I can see a head and shoulder over here, right, retest, then buy, right? And remember, it's not always picture perfect, but yeah, that's what it is. Over here I could also see a head and shoulders, right? So yeah, we have this triangular pattern, right? Then we have another one forming here. Now this one may take some time. It may go down, go up, go down, go up, so on and so forth, but eventually it's going to break, right? And of course, with the whole fundamentals going on around XRP, with the whole hype, the whole buzz going on about XRP, we all know that XRP is an asset worth investing in. I mean, you won't look at a meme coin and choose a meme coin over XRP. I know there are many people who would be able to do that based on the returns, but if we're looking at solid investments, XRP is one of those solid investments, right? Because if we're looking at the downside, all right, let's say I put $1,000 or $10,000 as an investment into XRP, and I see XRP going this low, I'll be down like 50%, right? I can live with that. Many people can live with that, but it's going to take time before you see a 50% drop. However, we're betting against the sell, and we're looking to get at least a 60% return. And if we're looking at short term, right, we're looking at a 60% return. But if we're looking at the long term, then many people are predicting, right, XRP to make another crazy move as it did over here. So many people are looking at $10, right? Many people are looking at $10, many people are looking at $8. But yeah, people are looking at crazy numbers for XRP, especially with what's going on with XRP. But that is by the way, what we're trying to do as traders is get in and get out. We're not looking to sleep here, but I'm just looking at it from the eyes of an investor to know as a trader what I would be expecting, right? So yeah, we're using past price data to predict what's going to happen next, and history tends to repeat itself. Take note of that. So yeah, what we're looking at right now is this. What we're looking at right now is just this pattern. We've seen the history, we've seen it repeat itself many times, and right now we're trying to bank on this, right? So it may take some time, but this is going to be my position for XRP. I'm going to be looking at buying XRP from here, right? So before I buy, obviously I'm going to want to find out my territories, my zones that I want to stay within, and yeah, that would require me to jump down to a lower time frame. Now, jumping down to a lower time frame, yes, everything does look messy, but let's take a look at this. I'm just going to clear the charts. I'm going to mark this as a high. This is going to be a significant high. This is going to be a significant low, and this might be where I would want to trade in. Now, this is actually a significant and beautiful low if we're looking at the terms, if we're looking at the support and resistance theory. Now, here's what I'm talking about. If I draw a line from here, you can see that we have a clean support. But here's one thing that's interesting. Price tends to always bounce off of these zones. So this is actually quite a significant zone, right? So if I want to take a buy, I might want to buy from this zone right here, right? However, we are just coming off of this zone, so it's possible that yes, we have missed our buy entry and this market might just start buying from here. However, that's not what we're looking for, right? That's not what we're going to look at. We're going to be looking at after a rejection, right? So what's making this market reject? There's not much over here. Maybe there's a fair value gap within. Yep. If you look at the candlesticks, you'd see a fair value gap. That's what's making it reject. Now, where are we going to buy from? Alright, this is me dissecting further on the 4-hour time frame, and I'm seeing a whole lot. So now let's take a look at this fair value gap. But obviously we want to get the last fair value gap. So I'm going to be taking a look at this guy over here, and which brings me to want to set my entry down here, right? This is where I'm going to want to buy XRP from, guys, right? And if I'm setting my target to the most recent high, then what I'm going to be looking at is a 1 to 7, which is the exact trade I took last time on this XRP from here to the top. It was a 1 to 7, a swing trade, a crazy trade. So now this might take about maybe 14 days, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, but it is something that I'm going to take a bet on. I'm going to take a risk on this. If you take a $10 risk on this, you're looking to get $70 in 14 days, maybe thereabout. If you take $100 risk on this, you're looking to make $700, and if you risk $1,000, you're looking to make $7,000, right? That's trading for you. But of course, I will not advise you to just go find $10,000 or $1,000 because the reward is going to be great at the end. Because there's one thing about this, yes, it's not 100% all the time, but the very few times that your prediction plays out, it's mostly more than the times your prediction doesn't play out. So we're looking at an edge. Risk management is our edge, and I'm sure you guys know all about this already, right? So I'm not just going to continue blabbing about this. I'm just going to say, if you have $100, right, you can risk $10 on this trade. What I'm trying to say is, don't go and take a loan from the bank to take a bet on a trade that somebody out there just said, yo, it's going to the moon, even though I was the best technical analyst ever, which I am the best technical analyst I know, I'm the best trader that I know. It doesn't still mean you should take a huge bet on this, because there are many more trades, and if you lose this, you might not have more bullets to go for the next one, right? So just trying to put that out of the way. I am going to take like I'm going to risk about 10% on this trade, because I have been waiting for this trade for a long time, right? So that's why I'm going to risk 10% on this trade, because I've been waiting for it for a long time. Now, if this is a trade that I just came about, maybe someone told me, hey, yo, a trade coming up, what I'm going to do is risk 1% on it, because I'm not going to risk my capital on someone else's prediction, right? I'm not going to risk much of my capital on someone else's position. Now, there's something I've been trying to talk about. There's something I've been talking about on Twitter that has to do with position sizing, the psychology of position sizing. You might want to take a look at that, and I'm going to drop the Twitter links in the caption below. So do well to like, subscribe. This is my position. You can do well to also set this up for yourself and draw these up on your charts, right? Because XRP is about to go to the moon, and you do not want to miss this. Then, with the fundamentals going on, the buzz going on about XRP, one thing you should know is that fundamentals give clarity, right? But on-chain shows the weakness. Technically, right, from where we are right now, which is 2.7, 2.8, these are the key zones to watch out for, right? So right now, where our entry is currently set at, these are the key zones to watch out for. So now, if you found value in this video, like, subscribe, and let me know your XRP outlooks in the comment section below. Peace out.